Hello everyone, this is minoxen coming to you with another high-definition commentary of Heroes of Newerth. I'm joined here today by Joel. Thank you, Joel, for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me, Pat.
Today's game was a nice game featuring, of course, the infamous Chew being on... What team did he end up being on here?
Hellborn?
Yeah, he's Hellborn. Okay, so Dark Green, we'll keep an eye on Chew, see how well he plays this game. The infamous Chew, well known for his APM and just general ponage, so we'll have to see how that goes. And of course this is a banning draft game, so I'm definitely looking forward to this because, you know, it does force a much more varied hero pool. So you don't always have Kronos, Engineer, all these guys that are always banned and all that in the pool, so you're forced to, you know, kind of pick outside of the box. And do we know if this is the latest patch on this replay, Joel? I didn't pay any attention.
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
It's the latest patch. So we've got the Nymphora buff active, and the Armadon nerf, and some of these other things. So it's patch .12, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. But we do have the bans out here. Do you want to go ahead and touch on the bans, Joel?
Sure. They look normal. The Tempest, I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess I haven't been watching enough competitive games lately. I don't know. Maybe from I guess the other heroes. You know what? I have no idea on the Tempest. The others look, you know, pretty solid. I don't know what they were thinking with the FA instead of a few of these others, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, given that we do have the pool that's available here, you know, you've got a good gamut of, you know, support and some other things going on here, but they seem to take out the, you know, the semi-carry that is Forsaken Archer. I don't know, there's several other good bans here, but, you know, it's not a tournament game, so maybe they're just not wanting to have to deal with some of these people, or, you know, they're getting rid of some of the more typical picks, but they left Swiftblade in, so,
yeah,
you know, that's going to be a given most likely. But we've got the last two picks going down for the Hellborn here. As far as bans go, I don't really see nothing too terribly surprising. You know, I mean, the Tempest is a little odd to me as well,
right.
Just because, you know, unless they just don't want to have to be checking the woods for him.
Did the last game we cast was Tempest banned? Or it was something like that, because I remember...
Yeah, we were wondering if they didn't want to have to be checking the woods. Yeah, I remember almost saying that same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think he was banned. Maybe it's just you. Whenever you like picking out these games where Tempest gets banned because you just hate him, and you just won't tell me that. But we do have the Hellborn team fully picked now. We have a Nymphora, Tundra, Bubbles, I almost called him Turtle, that's weird, and Rampage, and Plague Rider. I mean, I'm not terribly surprised by any of those picks. I mean, Tundra is a good solid hero. Bubbles, of course, you see him in competitive, same as Nymphora and Plague Rider. Rampage, though, Chew on Rampage. I don't know if he's going to stick with him here, but that will be an interesting game to watch here as far as what he manages to do with Rampage, since you don't see Rampage in competitive play whatsoever, but we'll have to see what he makes of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to see Chew on Rampage. I think it's going to be hilarious. So.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if they didn't buff Rampage this last patch, did they?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
I think that might have been in some other notes that I'm not allowed to discuss, but but no, he didn't get the patch this time. But we've got
edit that part out.
Yeah, we'll just edit that part out. But the Legion side has I almost called it Hellborn because I was looking at Balfagor. But we have Balfagor, Polywog Priest, Andromeda, Pyromancer, and Madman. Kind of an interesting line. I always love seeing Balfagor, so I'm excited for that. But not really sure what their total game plan is. I'm guessing maybe Poly or Pyromancer middle. Madman's their hard carry, obviously. I'm not sure whether he's going to get a babysitter with him or what. What do you think, Joel? What do you think of these teams here, and where they might be going with some of these people?
Well, I think each side's going to do 2-1-2. Doesn't look like we have any tri-lane set up, although they have Nymphora Plague Rider, and they could do something with that Rampage, have the Bubbles go bottom. But actually, I'm just going to go ahead and look at the map and see what's going on, and that's not what's happening. So I don't really know how the Legion's gonna set up there.
Well, we do have Tundra and Plague Rider coming towards this rune here to camp it out and see if they have any Legion takers and bubbles coming from middle. So I'm guessing they're going to go ahead and leave Bubbles middle, or, I wonder where Nymphora is going to end up. I'd really like to see Nymphora be able to get some solo, but not sure with the lineup that they've got here, because Bubbles is really good, by himself. Tundra could use a babysit, and Rampage, I just don't know what role they're going to try and play him as. I wouldn't imagine that he'd make a very effective, solid carry or anything. He's more of an initiator ganker, as far as I would just read into his skills. So we'll have to see on that. But
well, he just left the well, so
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see where he ends up, as it looks like he's maybe wanting to go join the party, or is he just going to go ahead and try and do a little bit of block middle? Maybe he's going to be the one stuck middle. Legion got psyched out top, and bottom we actually have Madman coming in, checking the rune there. Not going to get anything though, having to use his stalk to get out before chaos ensued. But we have, I'm just trying to watch here, see where these people are actually going to go. Of course they're just trying to juke me out. Balfagor and Andromeda going top lane to fight Rampage and Nymphora. So maybe Rampage is going to be getting a little bit of a babysit on from Nymphora there. Middle we have Bubbles versus Poliwag. I kind of almost want to say I'd like Poliwag in the middle there more so than Bubbles. And Tundra and Plague Rider going out bottom against Madman and Pyromancer.
Well, I like the top lane from the Legion side, because that Aurora from Andromeda to lower their armor with the Balfagor minions should be pretty nice. That was a good stun, by the way.
Yeah, and a nice blocking going on there from Chu as well, as he was preventing that Balfagor from getting away too quickly. He just constantly kept creep blocking him. And bottom we have Pyromancer throwing out a stun onto Plague Rider and eating a few auto attacks there, so Plague Rider already dropping just a little bit, but I guess they did some damage to the Legion in exchange, so no major action going down yet, as we have a stalk from Madman come up here to lay down a few auto attacks. They really want to get that Plague Rider out of lane, it looks like.
Yeah, let's see, that plague's in a really bad spot in this lane, because Tundra can't do anything to stop them. Here we go, Bloodlust right here.
I don't know. He might get towered.
He's gonna get it and get away. Watch this. Here he goes.
Oh wow. I think that was part luck and part calculation on that. And if it was my case, the luck wouldn't have panned out, and the calculation wouldn't have even been there. So I would have probably died to the tower. But very nice move there coming from Yoda, as he did go ahead and do a little bit of a tower dive there, but he had the potion to heal himself back up afterwards. So first blood going down for Yoda on Madman, which is always good because he is the hard carry for that team. So they're going to be relying on him to get a good solid farm here in the early part of the game, so he can do really well late.
It's pretty even in the middle, 6 and 5 Poliwag, and looks like, 8 and 5 Bubbles. So
yeah, and we actually have Tundra doing pretty well bottom as far as creep kills go, and neither of the Legion team members down there doing quite as well as he is. I mean, they did get the first blood. They have been playing really aggressive on that Plague Rider, and it did end up paying off for them. But they're just, I don't know how much they have to be afraid of Tundra from getting that farm here, but it looks like they might need to be a little afraid, as he goes ahead and gets the piercing shards off onto Pyromancer. The slows on Pyromancer as well. Are they going to be able to run him down here? Just a couple of auto attacks to do it. The slow coming from the Coeurl, and Tundra going up there. Did he actually? Yes, he did go ahead and get the kill, even though the nuke was thrown out by Plague Rider. Wasn't quite enough damage to get the kill there, but good that it did land on Tundra. And we have the new and improved Blood Chalice being picked up by Tundra as well. We'll have to see how Imba it proves to be. I've yet to play any games with the new 35-second cooldown, but obviously it's still, I would still imagine it to be a great item. So we'll just, we'll have to keep an eye on it here and see who else picks up Blood Chalice. I can see several of these. Looks like Balfagor might be going towards it, as he does have the Trinket of Restoration. I would imagine that to be a pretty good pickup on him, as I've seen that pretty commonly used.
Meanwhile, Pyro missing a stun down their bottom. They're going back and forth constantly down here.
Yeah, it looks like that they are. Tundra, with that Blood Chalice, he's going to be able to spam those piercing shards, which is just going to be so annoying, because, they do essentially do superior magic and superior physical. So, you know, I believe how it does the calculations is it chooses which is the, you know, the higher of the damage that it would calculate out, and so it deals, you know, that. Plague Rider getting slowed here by the barrel roll from Madman and just barely catching the Phoenix Wave from Pyromancer there. So nice exchange is still going off as he does go ahead and pop a health potion. They are spending quite a bit on consumables down here in this bottom lane so they can stay in there. Madman having picked up a bottle to allow his spell spam. It's not full right now, but he's probably waiting for that courier to get done top so he can go ahead and have it run and ferry his bottle back for him.
Yep, there goes Pyromancer.
Oh, yep, there does go Pyromancer. As I just caught in there at the last second, I can only assume that you know, he ate the piercing shards and the Plague Rider nuke to drop quite so quickly.
Yeah, I think so. The middle lane is extremely boring. I guess that's not really that surprising. But every time I look up there, they're above half HP.
Yeah, I guess Poliwag has his regeneration rune bottled, and so that bottle war has been going on. Buttles, oh my god, Bubbles with his Buttles. That's going to be his new nickname. But yeah, he has his bottle and has drank a charge off of that. But yeah, they're pretty, how are they faring creep score versus creep score? 20-7 for Busca on that Bubbles. And we're looking at 24 and 14 on Warden there. So two very skilled players just duking it out middle, and they seem to be pretty much at a tie. Oh, top we have the Barf going out on Rampage as he's trying to run out of there. No follow-up, though, from Andromeda, as it looked like she was backed up there because she'd received a little bit of an initiation on her, or a little bit of extra damage, so she was staying out of the way, and she didn't have a Comet Stun anyway, so most likely he would have still gotten away. Where does his team... Where did Nymphora... Oh, she just must have went back to go heal up, it looks like. I don't think that she's died, has she?
No,
she hasn't. She just walked back.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Rampage sitting off here in the woods anxiously waiting for something to happen. And bottom, we've got the creep pull going off. They did... How did they... Oh, he just now threw down the counter ward for that, so they won't be able to pull. Madman throwing out the barrel roll, getting the slow off on Plague Rider. They are going to go ahead and try and run him down. Oh, unfortunately, Pyromancer misses the stun, and Plague Rider still just might go down here. Yes, he's going to go ahead and go down to the Pyromancer auto attacks. And Madman taking down Tundra as well. Tundra thought that he was going to be able to get Madman there. That's why I think he stuck around for another attempt to swing after he threw out the piercing shards, but I believe the... mana battery was the saving grace there on Madman and brought him back up to a reasonable health.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, Nymph barely gets away from little action by Andromeda and Balfagor up there. They're doing their best to keep our attention up there, but it's not overcoming what's going on bottom.
Yeah, and we do have, you know, both of the Hellborn heroes here sitting dangerously low. Nymphora just had gotten back from the, you know, the fountain there, and she's making use of the Grace of the Nymph here. She did go ahead and spec into Nymphora's Zeal and Grace of the Nymph. Grace of the Nymph now adding movement speed. That it didn't have any movement speed bonus to it, I believe, before. So interesting to see how that plays out. Whether she'll be using that for the, you know, the rundown on some of these kills, or if just using it for mana regen so far. But I think that extra movement speed bonus will be excellent for Rampage. And the Barf going out on Rampage, the Comet coming down as well, and he's going to unfortunately die in a soup of Balfagor Barf. So he's going to have to wash that off in the fountain before he comes back, because I think Nymphora's sensibilities might suggest otherwise. Yeah,
she's obviously the Nymph. She's very clean and majestic. And
majestic. I like that. The majestic Nymph. But we have Tundra wandering middle here, wanting to set up something onto Poliwag Priest. Poliwag Priest playing pretty far out here in front. He is going to get caught with the Tundra ultimate. Tundra calling out the creeps to go ahead and do a little bit extra slow here. Poliwag has no choice but to run forward into Hellborn territory, because his only solution was to run back towards the Legion, where he was going to get stunned with Bubble's ultimate. So yeah, there was really no way out of that for poor, poor Warden on that Poliwag Priest. I guess the only thing that he probably could have done differently was just to have stayed a little bit closer to the tower, since bottom was missing.
Yeah, yeah, good call.
But we have Balfagor now at level 6. He does have his Hell on New Earth. He's picked up a Life Tube. He does have the Blood Chalice. Finish that up. So that's going to allow him that nice spell spam that he will be able to benefit greatly from. Do we have the other bloodshot?